Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon to all the geeks out there in Our Little Geekdom, and welcome to another podcast, the new podcast, the first podcast of 2024. Happy New Year to all of you. I hope it's going to be a wonderful year. I can't say it's been a wonderful year.
Unless you're from the future.
Going to be a wonderful year. We have a special guest who seems to always come to us on the first podcast of the year.
Always where we have technical difficulties actually as well.
Well,
yeah, exactly. Welcome,
the
Zaffa.
first .2 podcast of the year.
yeah, exactly.
The reason we say that is because we've already done this podcast, but someone didn't make sure that Zaffa's audio was recording.
Yes.
And we had a whole nice long conversation, and then Toast said, yes, there's no audio for
So
Zaffa.
all we gotta do is we gotta
Zaffa.
just fake that we're surprised by the questions you ask us, right? Okay.
Yeah.
As if anything is ever scripted on our channel. You guys know that.
I don't even remember what I asked. So.
But anyway, yes. So Zaffa is once again joining us for the first episode of
Our
the
Little
first
Geekdom.
episode 1.2.
2.1.
Oh yeah, it's season 2.
Of,
It's season
the-
2.2
Yeah.
actually.
Season 2, episode 1.2.
Yes.
Because
Wait,
this is
wait,
This
wait.
is very technical now. You're talking numbers. It's
Yeah.
math. No.
Way too technical.
You're not terrible at math, eh? You realize I cannot. If you give me multiplication, I'll sit there and go, I'm horrible with multiplication. I use my fingers to add up because I can't generally calculate properly because I'm that bad at maths. So I'm bad.
The point is that Zaffa was our guest on the first episode of the last season,
Yes.
and it was only fair to bring him back for the first / 1.0, 2.1, whatever you want to call it, of the new season.
Yeah.
Exactly. So anyway, Kez, what are we going to be talking about?
Survival games, and what you like about survival games, and why you play survival games, and what makes a survival game a good survival game. So now, the first question that comes into my head is... Wait, the smoke is coming out of my brain. Why do you play survival games?
Zaffa, I think you could do this.
Well, it's essentially, I think it's...
You're supposed to act shocked.
That's shocked, eh?
Yeah.
I think it's essentially our need, specifically with the builder type survival games, is our innate need to build and create stuff. For me personally, it's just I see something, I'm like, okay, cool, I'm gonna try and build, or I'm gonna try and do this. Like specifically with Medieval Dynasty that I'm playing right now. My town is all sorts of messed up, and I'm sitting there going, cool, should I restart now because I know what I'm doing? No, I'm too far in. I'm too far in. But I like building stuff, and I don't necessarily like the whole survival aspect of foraging for food and whatever. But I mean, it's part of the game, so I'll just go with it. But yeah, that's...
You like the management part.
I like the management part and the building. Actually, more the building part. The management part is part of my guilty pleasure in Medieval Dynasty. I love town management stuff.
Yeah. So Transport Fever must be one of those games that you quite like.
Well, any sim, basically. But it's general. It's a guilty pleasure. Like maybe once or twice a year that I go into like a deep dive. Like, for example, once a year I go back to Dyson Sphere.
I haven't played Dyson Sphere.
Yeah, it's freaking amazing. But like once a year I go into that.
I hear so.
Every now and again I go into Zombie Cure Lab. You know, but that's the management aspect. It's just like scratch that itch and go on.
Or satisfactory. That's still survival.
It's more building.
But it's sort of managed. Yeah, it's building, and there's not really that much management.
No, well,
not from what I can see. It's what I've done in the game, which is very.
No. The management satisfactory is
get to a
like
point
getting the
to stop.
optimal production line going.
Yeah,
And then you do math, and that's where I fail. I muted you. Sorry, my phone just went off.
Why did you mute me, you bitch?
My phone just went
How
off.
dare you?
Damn it. Okay, now it's muted again. Okay.
What are you drinking then?
Powerade. No, Energade.
Is that-
Concentrate premix Energade. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't like water,
Sorry,
so I
my
drink
phone
this.
too.
Makes sense. Gives you the things that
Yeah.
you need anyway.
Yeah,
so.
it gives you the right kinds of energy.
So why do you like survival games?
Me, well, because I get to survive.
But you're an ex-South African. You're supposed to know how to survive. You've been surviving every day.
I like to keep my survival skills up, you know. And since I'm not in South Africa anymore, I need to do it somehow. So the best way to do it is to play survival.
Yeah.
You know, I know running from zombies is not the same as running from someone who's shooting at you, but you get the idea. You know, there's still the possibility. No, I'm kidding. I actually like survival games just for the same reason, the building aspect of it, to be able to create something and be able to build just a random, you know, base for myself where I can actually. It's basically, for me, it takes me back to when I was a child, when I used to play with my G.I. Joes and I used to build them bases and stuff like that in the backyard. I would build sand bases out of like mud and sticks and stuff like that, and I would do that kind of stuff there. And this is just like taking me back to my childhood, you know, except I'm not full.
Yeah.
And I don't have to worry about
I
taking
could
it out.
always throw sand and mud on you if you want.
Nah, that's fine. I prefer to play the games without to. I think that's what got me with Minecraft, was being able to do that in that aspect. When I first started playing some of the survival craft games, was that it actually got me, you know, thinking back to my childhood and how I used to enjoy that. And then games like 7 Days to Die came out, where you fought against like hordes of zombies. You have to build yourself a good base, and you get all the machine guns, and you can build cars and a gyrocopter for some odd reason, and it's just fun.
Yeah.
So for me, that's what actually drew me into the survival thing. And then there were just so many different new aspects that they kept bringing in. Each game being different. Like I play a game called Scum, which is different from 7 Days to Die, where Scum, you still have to fight against zombies. There are still hordes, but you can't dig into the ground, so you can't like dig anything. You like dig down into the ground and try and build yourself a bunker like that. What you have to do is build or use what you can around you. You can find cars and stuff like that you can actually fix and drive. You can find planes that you can fix and fly. In the beginning, you're crappy at using guns, so when you shoot, you're really bad at it. And killing zombies is very difficult, but as you progress through the game, you get better at each skill. This includes archery, digging, anything like that. But on top of that, if you're going to cut down a tree with a stone knife, for example, you can hurt your hands, so you have to wear a glove. You have to actually wear gloves in this game to be able to chop down a tree properly. And if you wear the wrong kind of gloves, it doesn't work. If you wear, for example, when you're walking as well, if you're in the forest or whatnot, you need hiking boots. Otherwise, you can't walk around properly, and your shoes will just get
so
damaged
it's that
faster.
detailed.
It's very detailed. It is unbelievably detailed. They're doing a very good job of the game. People are still pissed off that the game isn't as perfect as they want it to be, but it's like, for what they're offering, I think it's pretty damn good.
Damn, I need to look into that. I mean, like, I've got Rust on my list. I want to check Rust out eventually.
I might, but I want to make sure that it's a single player game first before I do.
Technically, it can be.
You say that like it's true.
I think you start up like a server on your PC and you play on it. I think.
So my next question then is, out of the different kinds of survival games, because we know there's like Subnautica and Stranded Deep and Raft, which is the oceany ones, and there's Ark and I don't know what else, which is like your dinosaur deserty ones. Conan Exiles, I think, is like similar to Ark. And then you get like your building ones, like your Satisfactory and your other ones, and then all the other ones. Which ones are your favorite to play, or do you like playing all of them?
I'm gonna take the middle ground here. I think I think I like to play all of them as long as they don't give me simulator sickness. And that's why what I have against, like, Ark specifically, and what was the other one called? Survive the Nights? Because for some reason, hold on, there we go. I can hear myself again. Sorry, my cable screwed out there. For some reason, according to these people, to add realism into the game. I don't know how you hammer stuff in, but when I hammer something in, my head and my vision is stay still.
That's how
but for some reason, you're hammering a plank in and your camera goes like this as you're hammering a plank in. I'm like, how can I stop this? I've disabled head bobbing. How is this still a thing? And that is also one of the reasons why I'm playing Medieval Dynasty in third person mode, is because of simulator sickness.
It's because he headbangs when he hammers.
That whole walking thing where the camera moves forward a bit when you stop, I can't do that. So in third person it's totally gone.
Yeah.
But
no, I get that.
But for me, it's all of them gives me a different challenge.
So are you saying it breaks immersion when the bobbing happens? Like,
no, it makes you sick.
It makes me sick. Simulator sickness, yeah.
Okay. No, because for me it would be just basically immersion breaking. That's why I don't like the hammering when they do it. It's just immersion.
But like I said, with the favorite genre, if we can call it the favorite different, or my favorite, like the whole different thing, I would say everything, because each of them gives me either a challenge or a new way to approach something. Raft was amazing. It was the building there was quite good. I'm still struggling with your building walls and you're not building blocks, and it's still a bit weird for me, but hey, as long as it keeps the elements and the enemies at bay, it's working.
You gotta play rough. You gotta play Ark for long enough to get used to building walls instead of blocks. Because I know where you're going with that. That 7 days to die kind of thing, where everything's a block.
Yeah, everything is a meter by meter thick, just like in Minecraft.
Yeah. Basically. Yeah. No, I get where you're coming from.
Still, like, I don't have something that stands out for me. If you look at my history in streaming, you'd think, holy crap, this guy loves 7 days to die. Spoiler, I don't really. I like it, but I'm not crazy about it.
Don't love it.
Well, that's why I've got so many different survival games myself. I don't just have one particular survival game that I play. And no, I can honestly say my family and friends do not understand why I am the way I am.
Mostly your family.
That's what I said, my family. Some
you
friends.
said family and friends, mostly your family.
Yeah, they're like, oh, I don't know how you can play those kinds of games. Like even things like simple things like Train Simulator or Car Mechanic Simulator, things like that. They do not understand why I like those kinds of games.
It's very simple. I think it boils down to the Zen effect. You sit and play it, and you zone out, and you're in a state of Zen.
Yeah.
And you're building stuff. And all of that. Sorry, I just heard the noise and I wondered what it was, but it's okay. It's just that whole, you can zone out for a few. You've got your goal. I want to build this, or I want to do this, and you just solely focus on that task.
You zone out, exactly. And you can even watch movies and TV series while you're doing it, because that's how much you zone out. Your focus is you can split it between two things quite easily. And it gets a bit mundane if you don't have something playing in the background. Shane, you have nothing playing in the background when you play those games.
No.
You must be so bored. Oh, I would die.
Well, when I'm streaming, I mean, obviously that takes away some of the mundaneness,
the monotony.
Mundanity.
Yeah, the monotony, I think. I think you're looking for the word
monotony, yes. Monotonousness.
No, I like mundaneness. That's the new one.
Yes. But, it's just that whole zoning out for me,
Yeah. I get that. It's I understand that, but that's also because I love, playing these kinds of games. Any kind of simulator where I actually get to just, do something else. It's like I love trains, so why not play train simulator? I like cars, so why not play car mechanics simulator? I like to know how they work, so why not do things like that? That's the same reason why I play racing simulators. I like racing cars, so why not play Gran Turismo, Forza, and all the other racing simulators that I have on my computer? I have many. I just recently got a Assetto Corsa, giving you an idea of how much I really racing games. It was also on special for like £3.
Nice.
Yeah, so I literally got it for 60 rand.
So, do you have a favorite genre of those type of things, or is it just everything again, just like me, everything?
Pretty much, dude. If it doesn't bore me, I mean, there are certain survival games that I just think are unnecessary. There are some out there that are just literally replicas of others, and they're just pointless. You've got like these Minecraft replicas that are just so bad and so unnecessary. But as long as the game is entertaining, I like it. I can pretty much play anything as long as it's entertaining. If it stops entertaining me, I'm going to stop playing it. It's just how it goes. I mean, the thing is, like you though, it's a case of I chop and change between games. I'm now playing Outer Worlds because I'm not exactly stuck on any survival game at the moment. I'm pretty sure I'll start again. But I'm busy playing Outer Worlds at the moment just because, I like my RPGs as well.
Oh yeah, that's the RPG. I always get confused between Outer Worlds and Outer Wilds.
No, it's just Outer Worlds.
Is there a favorite survival game that you always find yourself going back to more over the others?
7 Days to Die!
When I'm doing a partnership push, 7 Days to Die, yes. Which I'm not gonna do, so I'm not pushing for partner anymore.
He says.
So then when you don't do that, aside from 7 Days to Die, is there a different one that you find yourself going back to? I know for ZiffDiffie it's Scum, so I'm not even gonna ask.
It is indeed Scum.
To be perfectly honest, most of my survival games that I play on stream. So there's not really one that I go back to. There's currently one that I'm trying to work on with a secret project, and it is Green Hell. Most of my survival games, I'll sometimes get the need to play, let's say, for example, 7 Days to Die, but then I just play it for 2 hours and I'm like, okay, cool, my fix is done. It's not really something. You reach a point in 7 Days to Die where it's like, I just want to do this, cool, I've done it, and then you go on. But there's not really anything that I'd go back even off stream. My off stream games is usually it's usually something that I'll not stream, or it is something that that I have streamed and I had quite a lot of fun with it, but I've never played a survival game off stream, to be perfectly honest. I guess it's a curse of a streamer, it's like I see a survival game, I have fun with it, and I'm like, okay, cool, I gotta play it, and I gotta stream it, but there's no real survival game that I'd go back to. I mean, unless I play, let's say for example, I'll play once I start playing Baldur's Gate 3. Most likely, I'll probably play Satisfactory then off stream. Yeah.
I don't really play games on stream or on video, so for me it's...
Granted, but now that I say Satisfactory, I think my answer is Satisfactory because I've played that more off stream than on stream.
There you go. That's your go-to game.
That's your go-to.
Yeah, you see, the thing is with Kiss is giving me the look of, I don't really play games on video. Technically, I don't. I play multiplayer games with her and friends.
I'm still playing a game on the video.
Those are the only things I play on the stream. I don't like playing those games off stream or off video, so they have to be recorded. Otherwise, I'm not going to play them. which is why, for example, Lethal Company, I will not play that game off stream. I don't see the need to off video.
Yeah, but that's a stream game. That's a video
to.
stream game. That's not a...
That's a game, yeah, exactly. That's a game you have to play because it's really funny. You want to laugh, and you want your friends to laugh, and it's just enjoyable doing it. So that's why we do it that way.
I've seen a couple of your TikToks. It seems damn funny.
And that's just the start of it.
That's just the start. And that's vanilla. That isn't even the modded game.
Yeah.
You've got a whole bunch of stuff modded.
Yeah, I've gotten a list from the manager of the SA Geeks. I've gotten a list from the manager of the SA Geeks of the mods I need to install once I start playing with you guys.
Yeah, she's very particular. She is very particular. But dude, it is really fun, especially when you're trying to actually do something and everything just goes wrong. It is really hilarious, and the laughter that comes out of that game when you're doing it. I mean, you just saw a couple of TikToks. I don't know my mic up there. You just saw a couple of TikToks of, like, you know, Kez, myself, and Toast. There's a whole lot more footage. not from there, but there's a whole lot more footage with friends and with other.
Well,
friends.
the one that we did with Toast was 2 hours of, maybe 2-3 hours of recording, and then we've got another one with the three of us and Speeb and Chaos Monkey. That's also about 2 hours that we just sat and recorded, because every time I wanted to press the stop button, something else happens, and you're like, well, you can't really stop. You can't really stop.
Just like something funny happens. It's something else. It's something else. It's something else. It's something else. So yeah, it's. You know, but like I said, I don't play those games offline. They have to be recorded.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't find the interest in doing it. And sometimes I just don't want to play it, so I just don't feel like playing. Everyone else plays, and I'll play something else because I'm just not in the mood.
Exactly, yeah.
Because you get those times where you don't want to do it. You know, you're like, I wanted to actually do something else, so I'm going to do that. Rather, thank you.
Anyway.
But anyway.
Back on.
Oh yeah, let's.
Does your enjoyment, well, I'll say love/enjoyment of survival games dictate the other games that you play? Well, not dictate, but does it?
Well, that's actually the right way to say it.
Okay.
Dictate what other games you're playing. So in other words, it will
because of the survival games you played, this is the non-survival games that you play.
What other games you play.
Influence, that's the word I was looking for.
I don't know, actually. I've never thought about it that way.
I've got to be honest, it's the other way around for me. But anyway.
I mean, I'm playing Days Gone, which is technically an open world, a guided open world survival game, technically. But that's just been on my list for a long time. I've never. I don't think they do. I need to freaking sit back and think about this for a while, because I'm trying to, like Subnautica. I've played that game twice. The first one, Below Zero, was a huge disappointment for me.
Apparently for everyone.
Yeah, it's mainly because they fired their story writer.
Excuse me.
But I haven't. Like, for example, I wouldn't play Subnautica and then Raft. You know?
No, that would be redundant.
I wouldn't play.
That would actually be redundant.
I'm trying to. I don't think they do, because my non-survival games are so varied that I play, specifically on stream. I mean, I don't see how Medieval Dynasty would influence the fact that I played Quake 2 or something, you know? There's no real correlation, I think, for me, personally.
Yeah. Well, for me, it's the other way around for me. Before I actually started playing survival games, I used to play a lot of other different kinds of games, and that kind of influenced what I play.
Yeah.
So, zombie survival games, that's because of Resident Evil. I played Resident Evil for a long time. I used to love playing that kind of game. My biggest one though is because I played Final Fantasy, but I played Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 10 were the ones that I played a lot. And those actually influenced a lot of what I play today. So, like, I mean, Minecraft, if it wasn't for Final Fantasy 7, I probably wouldn't have enjoyed Minecraft as much as I do. I wouldn't have, that then pushed me onto playing games like Vampire the Masquerade, the Bloodlines, because I liked the idea of RPG, but FPS RPG, I liked that idea, so I started playing that game. Then it moved on to playing things like Dragon Age, and another game that I played when I was younger was the first Baldur's Gate. I'm showing my age here. The very first Baldur's Gate, when it came out the very first time, that was like a big deal for me, and I used to love playing that game. That influenced me playing things like Dragon Age, and moving on to those kinds of genres. So everything from my side is influenced back to when I used to play games when I was younger, basically.
Okay, no, cool. Yeah, no, I don't, like I said, no influence for me, but that influencing you, them, or the other way around, actually. But maybe you started Minecraft because the child in you yearned for the mines.
Lego.
Nah, I'm a Lego person.
Lego.
Okay.
I love Lego. So I've got a shit ton of Lego, dude.
Didn't you recently post something about a Lego thing you got? I want to say it was a Star Wars thing?
No, it's a car.
I hate Star Wars, so no.
Was it a car?
After this I'll send you a video or a picture of all of this Lego.
I've got a lot of Lego, but I don't have Star Wars. I hate Star Wars, so it's not.
I mean,
Chaos.
looking by some of the rebranding you did on your T-shirts, yeah, I could say that you're probably a Star Trek. More of a Trekkie.
Gee, what was your first pick?
Yes, dude, I'm a Trekkie.
Also, actually, you gave us the idea for the show.
Yeah, you actually gave us that idea.
Yeah, because you were fans of Star Trek, so it's like, well, why not just change the logo a little bit?
Exactly. Yeah, but I like I said, I hate Star Wars, so I will never have any Lego Star Wars.
You mentioned Vampire the Masquerade, and it made me think of that video that we saw the other day. So obviously we know Bloodlines 2 is still not released yet, but they've announced that there's another game that they're making, that they're going to release, called Still Wakes the Deep, which could be quite interesting, actually.
You know what my thoughts on this is?
It is about a disaster that strikes the Beira D oil rig, and this is why it could be interesting, because it's off the Scottish coast. So it's in our neck of the wood. It's based on something on our neck of the wood, and it's kind of like a survival scary game by the looks of things.
You want my opinion? I'll give it to you straight. Okay, excuse the language. Fucking finish Bloodlines 2 first!
Yeah, that's what, when we saw it, we're like, you haven't even finished Bloodlines yet, and you're already talking about another game.
Well, it's sort of like...
Coming fall 2024, apparently. Bloodlines 2 is apparently coming fall 2022.
2024.
Epic, GOG, Xbox, and PlayStation.
You've got me interested in Still Wakes the Deep. I have thalassophobia, so this is going to be fun.
Oh, dude, so do I. That's why Subnautica was such a freaky game for me, dude. Yeah, see, I get so uncomfortable. I'm constantly in
it's not
Subnautica. I'm always turning around and looking for a monster because I can swear something's coming at me from somewhere.
For me, generally, when I travel around in Subnautica, I'm at the very top of the ocean. And I don't look down.
Yeah, dude, I can't do that because if I just think about what's down below me. So if I'm looking up, I'm constantly going, what the fuck is underneath me? What the fuck is underneath me?
I don't think this one's in the water though. I think it's just like on the oil rig itself.
It's on the rig, yeah, but it doesn't matter.
It's still around water, which is still scary.
It's water surrounding you. You've got nothing but water everywhere. Except you're not under it, you're on it. And that's creepy enough for me.
I'd like to know why they thought of the Scottish Scottish coast and all of that. That could be quite interesting. I don't know if it's a real thing that actually happened, and that's why they're making the story. I just know Still Wakes the Deep.
What the hell? Isn't Bloodlines 2 on Steam?
Toast put something here that they're busy doing their research and looking at all the things.
Isn't Bloodlines 2 still on Steam? On Steam?
It should be. It's in my wish list.
Because I'm a streamer. Oh, 2024. Okay.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Yeah, it's fall 2024.
Interesting. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's the Chinese room making it, and they're the guys responsible for Amnesia, I think?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, Amnesia,
so.
yeah. Okay. Okay, cool. We were just researching. Well, Still Wakes the Deep is on my wish list, so it's fine.
Well, it wouldn't be based on a true story, I've got to be honest.
It's probably true location, probably?
Yeah. The location is, it's off the north, it's in the North Sea, basically. I think I know which.
I think it's cool that it's here in Scotland.
But anyway, back.
I mean, we have to play it.
Back to survival stuff.
Survival stuff.
Well, I mean, it is survival.
So you mentioned, I don't remember the name of the game, but you mentioned on the first take of this podcast that there was a survival game that flopped, where they promised the world and basically didn't deliver.
No, day before.
Down.
Was it the day before?
Yes.
It was fresh in our minds, so it was the day before, yeah.
Yeah. So my question is, with developers out there, do you think that they say, oh, we've seen 7 Days to Die and we've seen Raft and we've seen Ark and we think we can do better and we'll promise you the world, like that game and also like No Man's Sky, and then they don't deliver?
Yeah, that's why.
Do you think they think that survival games are easier to make than other games, and that's why they do it, and then they end up flopping?
Wow. I'd say survive. If you take 7 Days to Die, it's 10 years in early access, so I guess it's difficult to make. But for example,
but not impossible.
What Day Before proved is that people are yearning. They want an open world survival zombie shooter type game.
Yeah.
And that's when Once Human came in. Once Human was like, okay, cool, we're going to ride on the coattails of their failure. And we're actually going to show them that we have something that's workable and that's working. It's not completely 100% there yet, but it is working. And that's basically why Once Human is having such a huge success at the moment.
Yeah.
And coming back to No Man's Sky, I mean, they could have gone under. And they didn't.
Very easily. It's and I think I said that last time, it's the ultimate
comeback.
Redemption story.
The ultimate comeback, yeah. The redemption arc, yeah. That is like the most amazing redemption arc you will ever see is how No Man's Sky came back from being ridiculed, nearly to death, being ridiculed, but the developers not giving up and saying, you know what, we screwed up, we promised too much, let's give them what they want. And they just kept releasing free, and now they're releasing a new game.
Yeah, Light No Fire.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm hesitant, not because it's Hello Games. I'm hesitant with all new games because we've been, once bitten, twice shy. We made the mistake with Gollum, and we're never going to do that again. So we don't buy games brand new, ever. And that's just the way it is. It's like, I've always said it this way: if a company wants us to review their game or play their game, then they better expect us to be honest. If they give it to us for free, then they better expect us to be honest. If they don't like that we're going to be honest, if the game sucks and they don't like that we're going to be honest, then don't freaking give us the game.
Yeah.
We'll buy it later, and we'll then give our honest opinion about how bad the game really is. You know, and that's what we did. That's why I can honestly say Gollum was the worst game of 2020.
You played it for half an hour and never again.
I played the game for half an hour and I never touched it again. I deleted it off my PlayStation and I never touched it again. Simple. That's how bad that game was. It was terrible.
Was it 2022?
The worst game I've ever... 3.
Came out last year.
2023.
Yeah.
The day before was bad.
The worst game. But you can't really call it 2023 though, because it like released the last month.
No, it wasn't. What, the day before?
Yeah.
Yes, it was December.
Day before literally launched on the 7th of December.
Yeah, they would probably they would consider that the next year then, because it was December.
It was so bad
they
the
would
company
consider
shut
that
down
2024.
4 days later.
It was so bad the company actually shut down. Yeah, you know.
But okay,
you
cool.
know-
Yeah,
you know-
Gollum.
you know wonder-
Yeah.
Gollum for 2023, worst game ever. Because honestly, how do they make graphics so bad for a character that was so well designed in a movie?
Yeah.
That was older.
And this was how many years ago? Like almost 15
The
years ago.
movies are
something
older.
ridiculous like that.
The movies are 20 years.
I don't know.
20
No.
years.
20 years old. Over 20 years old, and
Wait.
Gollum looks better then.
Was Lord of the Rings released during my matric years?
2001. I think.
Yeah, 20 years.
So that's 20 years ago.
That was the first Lord of the Rings. Second Lord of the Rings was 2002 or 2003.
Yeah, but
something
basically
like
20
that.
years
But
ago,
nonetheless,
yeah.
It's 20 years.
Still in the 20s.
20 years ago, Gollum looked better than
What
what
Gollum
he did in
does
this
now.
game.
Yeah.
How do you do that? That is, it's. I have
Anyway.
no words for how bad that is. Now you got to understand, I'm a Lord of the Rings fan. I love Lord of the Rings. There's a particular Lord of the Rings that I will never watch because I don't believe that they had any right to create it.
Let's not go into that.
Oh yeah, I know
It's
what
not
you're
going
talking
to?
about. Continue on.
Yeah. Okay. But how do you fuck it up so badly that your fucking Gollum looks like a PlayStation 2 character? If that. That kills me. That honestly, it irks me. It's like, I think about it and I just go, you know what? It's good that your company shut down. It's good. You fucked up one game that you should never have actually made a mistake with. How did you do it?
Yeah.
You know? And the gameplay was boring. The acting was terrible. I don't know what the hell these people thought. And they sold this game as a AAA title. Come on! But honestly, I think it was the most hated game of 2023, and there were a lot of contenders because, good God, there were a lot of crappy games.
Well,
Oh my God, it's like...
it wasn't.
Not really.
I don't think it was the most hated. Well, it was the most hated one, but the most vocally
I
hated
did say
one
one of
was,
the- Yeah.
unfortunately, Harry Potter or Hogwarts
Yeah.
Legacy.
Hogwarts
Yeah,
Legacy.
That was the most vocally hated.
But, yeah, but like, when I say hated, like, properly...
People wanted to
properly
return
review
the
hated.
game.
Like, it was... you know, people hated the game so much that the game actually shut down like that. Yes, Harry Potter was definitely one of those
But
games
for a completely
that was,
different reason.
Yeah, for completely different reasons, you know, and reasons that we won't get into because we don't talk about politics on our.
We've already done it anyway in a past one.
Yeah, well, no, I only mentioned it once, and the only reason why I mentioned it was because, you know, play what you like, you know,
Yeah.
like the art, not the artist. As simple as that.
Okay. Anyway.
In my opinion, that was a shit
no
reason to hate
politics.
the game. Continue on.
Exactly.
Okay, let's not go into that tangent.
Back on track.
We're not talking about that. No, we're
Back on
not.
track.
We must
Back on track.
veer away from that.
Back on track.
Because we're not talking about.
Do you think survival games will ever get out of early access?
Some of them, yes. Some of them weren't even in early access.
Okay, well, the ones that are in early access, do you think they'll ever get out of early access?
I don't think 7 Days to Die will ever leave early access.
No, they won't.
I think
They'll
just
find a
got used
reason
the idea
to
of the game
just
being,
keep it there.
yeah. I don't think Grounded will leave either. I think Grounded will remain early access as
Grounded is
I haven't even
no
played
Grounded has been released.
It's out of early
It's
access.
out of early access. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw on the Microsoft Store that, oh God,
Yeah, but that's your Microsoft store on Steam. It's
No,
anyway.
not what I meant. Oh no, it has been fully released. That's right.
It has been fully released.
Microsoft. Yeah, the Microsoft Store actually tells you whether the game is pre-release or not. So if I type in 7 Days to Die, for example, it's going to say
Alpha.
Game Preview. Yeah, it just says Game Preview because what else do you say? 7 Days to Die refuses to go into a full game. But then.
But do you think there's a reason they do that?
Money?
Yeah.
I mean, if you
it's an expensive process.
Money is the reason, because then they can still promise the world. I mean, if you look at I would say if you look at Satisfactory, yes, it's still in early access, but I'm surprised every time I see that tag. I'm like, wait, it is? You know,
that game does not seem like it's early access.
It's not like they add new stuff at the very least. You know, 7 Days to Die, specifically we're going to harp on 7 Days to Die because unfortunately that's the most knowledgeable survival game I know.
Not only that, everyone knows that 7 Days to Die will never leave.
They bring stuff in like, okay, we're bringing in new models. It's like, cool. You haven't changed much about the game. Oh, but we're changing the skill system. It's like, okay, change the skill system.
That pissed me off. That really pissed me off. The way they screwed up the skill system. What the hell is even that?
Now you need to find books and magazines.
Yeah. What the hell is even that bullshit? You know, it's like, I was quite happy with my character the way he was developing, and now you've ruined it.
Yeah.
You assholes!
How is reading a magazine going to improve your skill?
Exactly. It's supposed to be doing it that improves your skill.
Yeah, but anyway.
That's why I liked it the way it was.
Because point system.
When you actually built something, your skill built up. That's also why I like Scum, because when you do something in the game, your skill grows. You don't read a book and, oh look, I can suddenly fire perfectly. You know, look at me, I am now a perfect sniper.
Yeah.
Takes years of training to become one, but I can do it in seconds. Just have to read a book.
Yeah.
And look, books give you knowledge, but they do not give you experience. That's the thing. And that's what people don't understand, or that's what these guys from 7 Days to Die obviously don't understand. Books give you knowledge, but they do not give you experience. Yeah. To gain experience, you should have kept the skill system the way it was, because that was actually, it was good. It was a good way of actually progressing through the game and working on each skill set, as it were, the way you wanted to work on it, rather than having to spend money on books.
The only thing...
Go and find books in the post boxes. That was stupid.
Yeah, the only thing that they need to change about their game now is remove the RPG tag, because it's not an RPG thing anymore.
No, it's not. It's no longer an RPG. It has turned into what's it? I wouldn't call it pay to win, because you're not really paying money to like real money, but in-game pay to win, if that makes sense. You know, you're spending the money that you earn in-game just to get skills, and that's just
yeah. They wanted a money sink.
Why? Yeah, I don't understand that. It doesn't make sense, because that kind of economy doesn't work properly anyway. People have tried it before and it's failed. You know, there's certain economies that you just don't work with. Things like the things. Don't get me wrong. 7 Days to Die is not the only one that's made a couple of screw-ups with me that I don't like. Scum has done it too. Scum has done this new process now with money and cards, and paying for fuel on an island where it's overrun with zombies. Why are you paying for fuel?
Okay, yeah, that doesn't make sense.
That shouldn't work like that.
No, it shouldn't. No,
because you should just be able to pick up the fuel you should be able to jimmy the machine and then just take the fuel. They should do something like that, where you have to lockpick, or you have to somehow jimmy the machine into actually giving you fuel. But paying money, that means you have to go and search for money to put into your bank so that you can pay fuel.
Yeah, so we're gonna stop the ZiffDiffie rant, because otherwise he'll never stop.
No, I've stopped. I'm not done anymore.
in the podcast that no one will ever see, you guys mentioned that you like the survival games because it gives you the opportunity to do the things that you can't in real life. So like in Satisfactory, you can build a factory and things like that. Is that something that is still true and you enjoy, or?
Yeah.
Well, between now and last time, yeah.
No. It's the whole, the grand scale of things you can do in a survival game.
Yeah.
You know.
Exactly. It's like what else can you do?
Talk.
Sorry. You're.
What?
I know.
Who?
I know.
What?
I know. Look at. I agree. Yes, see.
What? Yeah, the grand scale of things.
Anyways.
That's the thing, that's what we want, you know, that's... You want to build something big. So many times I've attempted, like, castle builds and 7 Days to Die and whatever games, and I'll be like, yeah, I'm going to build this, and eventually I don't get to it. But, I mean, look at Eco. Very, very difficult game. Very community-driven. If one person in the community does not freaking gel with the others, your whole game is screwed.
Yeah, and I don't do multiplayer.
We built a town. We literally built a town. Everybody had their plot of land, and they built their houses there. And some people built a factory. I built a smelting area, and that was amazing. And it was huge. Yeah. And yeah, no, it's quite fun. But the grander scale of things. That's what I specifically like, is to build these giant, complex, either buildings or machinery or whatever. And I mean, I've always been into map editing or level editing. This just makes it slightly easier.
Yeah, no, if it's a multiplayer game, then I won't do it. I don't like multiplayer games. I don't like multiplayer survival games. I like to do my own thing. I like to just screw around the way I want to do it. I don't want someone, I don't want someone bugging me from behind or shooting me every single time I'm trying to do something.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, if you want to go and do that, go play GTA. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
Simple. Just leave me the hell alone. I'm not interested in your bullshit.
Hence why we don't play survival games.
Hey?
Hence why we don't play survival games.
No, that's not true. I don't mind playing with people like yourself or kids. I'll play with you guys because we all know what we want to do in the game. We're not going to sit there and gank each other every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
We're going to actually play the game for playing the game.
The only reason why ganking would come in is by accident.
Yeah, or if you're playfully screwing around at something.
Yeah.
Like what kids might do to each other. But that's just, and we only do it once or twice, and then we just carry on doing what we're doing. Kez thinks I don't want to play survival games with her. I do. She doesn't play them with me.
No, but everyone who plays survival games goes, this is the way we need to do it. This is what we do. We build, we survive. Kez goes, okay, I'm going that way.
Okay, yeah.
And I do everything else.
And you've seen what I do, Angel. I just do my own thing as everyone else, like Minecraft. This is why I don't play Minecraft with those people that we've got to get to the Ender Dragon right now. Let's go. It's like, no, I'm going to do my own thing, and when I get there, I get there.
I mean, like when I did my Minecraft mission to Mars video series.
Oh, that's the mod, hey?
Yeah, basically. Yeah, it's the mod, but our plan was to go to Mars. We essentially spent... We essentially spent 10, 12 weeks of setting up a base, setting up automation in the base, and everything, and it's like, we could just go. But we were having so much fun in mucking about and building stuff, Yeah. And
exactly.
At one time, I accidentally infested an entire forest with silkworms. And we had to stop the infestation. And how did we do that? We had to burn down the forest. And we had to start fires to burn everything down.
I know exactly what you mean, and I agree with you, because that's basically me. I want to do something like that, where I want a game to actually be exactly like that, where you can actually do that, where you've got to start from scratch, and you've got to build yourself up to be able to make it to the moon or Mars or anything like that. but you don't have any particular way to go. You just do it. You know, go and find the materials. Go and get your stuff done. Go, cool. You know, just like I'd like that, but that's also why I play Minecraft the way I do, because that's one thing I like doing is playing Minecraft, where I can build a
you know what pisses me off in most survival games? I mean, it's fun at some points because you need to play around with gravity and whatnot. But if I want to build, for example, Satisfactory, my factory literally stands on one wall. It's very far up high in the sky, so that underneath the factory, all my gatherers, my mining machines and everything is working. And then the first level of the factory is when the first tier of produced items comes in.
Yeah.
My factory looks clean and immaculate. Don't look underneath it, because that's where all the things are just pumping items up towards the factory. But it literally stands on one wall, and that one wall is how I access the factory.
Yeah, well, what I like to do is I actually like to build, with Satisfactory particularly, I like to actually build the factory and actually make it like a proper factory. So I have my iron factory or my iron smelter, where it literally just smelts iron. That's all it does. And I'll have a whole bunch of different iron mines all over the place, because obviously you have to have those to be able to collect iron. And at first, yes, I have to use the conveyors, but as I go out, I'll go get trains, and I can start using the trains to run iron backwards and forwards. Then the tracks will split and things like that, where the train can then go this way and go pick something up from there. It takes time, but I like it.
Once you're there, it's like, okay, cool. I just need to go grab this quickly. Oh, it's over there. And you just go.
Yeah, train. Yeah, so that's, but the thing is, Satisfactory is always, as you said, every single time the game has come out with something new, it's actually been really surprising, but really good at the same time.
Yeah, it's a lot of quality of life improvements that they do. They add new stuff, and they give you quality of life. I mean, it's the same thing with, and that's why I'm hesitant to go back to Dyson Sphere Program, because Dyson Sphere Program started off with, you have this planet and you're going to exploit it. Oh, and then you need to go to that planet and exploit that. Oh, you need to get resources from the third or fourth or fifth planet just to do something on your main planet. Now they've brought in enemies.
Yeah,
and I'm like, that wasn't why I played the game. I don't want to worry about enemies, and that's why I'm struggling with Factorio. Because of the constant enemies, the constant... I just want to build in peace, man. You know, or not struggle, but like, I don't mind enemies, but they need to be manageable. As with 7 Days to Die, every 7 days you know it's coming, you know.
Exactly. Look, I don't mind Satisfactory's enemies though. They're not really that bad in comparison with some of the other games. You know, it's manageable basically. When they're there, you can manage them.
Valheim had icky, sucky enemies that would just spawn at any point.
Yeah, well, that was the point though. That was what Valheim was all about. Just surviving in Valheim.
Yeah, and the moment that troll shows up, it's like, oh no.
Oh no. Okay, I'm screwed. That's it. I'm done. Yeah, no, it is a good game though. Valheim is actually a good game. I do enjoy that.
So what is your...
Just a quick thing, you know that I think it's King Gothalion. He's working with a bunch of modders to have an open world RPG game guided in Valheim. So you get to choose one of 12 classes, and each class starts in a different region, and each class has got some dungeons to do, and then eventually there's raids planned. So it's like literally in Valheim, that's what they're doing.
Nice. That's actually quite cool. That is actually awesome. I must admit.
Sounds like fun.
It does. You were saying, Angel?
Top 3.
What?
Top 3 favorite survival
Now I need to
games.
remember what my top 3 was. Sorry, I mean, this is the first time you've asked me this. I would say number 3, Good Lord, what did I say the last time?
I think it was 7 days.
Number 3 was 7 days. Number 2... I'd say number 2, but that's basically because I haven't played it yet. It's on the list. I want it to be number 2. Is No Man's Sky. And then number 1, I would say Satisfactory. Yeah.
Mine is different.
Of course.
But mine is also not what Kes thinks it is. It wasn't the first time either, even though she thought it was. 7 Days to Die is sort of on the list, but not really. It's like, it doesn't make the cut because Scum just beat it by one. So Scum is number 3 for me. Satisfactory is number 2. And No Man's Sky is number 1. Because I really like No Man's Sky.
Yeah, no, I want to get into No Man's Sky. It's just that tutorial, man. That tutorial. The 17-hour tutorial on that one planet. You're like, okay, cool, I'm confined to one planet. Oh no, now I go to another places. Wait, what? But what about my first planet? What about my first planet?
They fixed that.
No. They did?
They did.
No.
Dude, it literally takes you max an hour if you're really bad, 2 hours. But it'll take you max an hour to get your ship in space so that you can go and get to the stations and stuff like that. The hard part, I think the most difficult part is going from galaxy to galaxy, because you have to do your hyperdrives and all that stuff, and that takes a bit of time. But maximum an hour to get your ship into space. It's not as bad as it was, dude. It's give them credit. They have
When did they change that?
Fucking ages ago, dude.
Dude, I played last time I played No Man's Sky was 2 years ago.
Well, even then it wasn't as bad. It's gotten much better now. It's still much easier.
It took me an entire stream to get off the planet, and that was a good 6 hours.
Dude. Holy crap! Either you're really bad at the game, or
maybe I just need to go give it another go.
It's not difficult, dude. It really isn't that difficult. The tutorial takes you, like I said, for me it takes me max an hour to get through, and I've restarted the game multiple times, and it's taken me max.
I'm gonna have to launch the game off stream and see how long that tutorial takes me.
It really isn't that long. Yeah, you should give it a shot, because I'm telling you, dude, I don't know. Either you
the worst thing that can happen is you take a really long time.
Yeah. But it doesn't take that long for me, dude. So either you're like really cuck at the game, which is not normal because you're good at survivors. So.
Well, at least you should be by now.
Or you were playing it wrong.
I was probably playing it wrong, or I'm not getting something right, or whatever.
Because good God, it's never taken me that long to get into space. 6 hours. Holy shit, dude. It's like I said, a maximum an hour, and I'm in space.
Oh yeah, okay, cool. Now I'll check it out again, yeah.
Yeah, because literally it's just, you start out, it starts you up and all that stuff. The first thing you got to do is you got to find your ship. So you find your ship, and then it says, okay, well now you need to get nanotubes or something like that. So then you got to craft the nanotubes. You got to be able to get carbon to do that. So then you go and shoot down a couple of trees. You get the carbon, make the nanotubes, put them in. Then you're going to go and get there's a whole bunch of stuff you have to do to fix the ship. Once you've done that, then you've got to get the hydrogen jelly, and then make launch, and then get what was it? I forget what it's called. To make metal plating, basically, it's not iron, but you got to get that stuff to make metal plating. You make one metal plate, stick the hydrogen jelly, you make your launch thruster fuel, and you sort it for that, and you should be good to go. Climb the ship, take off, fly into space, and you're done. And then just shoot a couple of asteroids so you can get some fuel for your pulse engine.
Okay, I'll try that. I'll have to go back look into that again.
If it's too difficult, dude, tell me and I'll come online with you.
Nah, I think I should be able to pull it off.
I'm pretty sure it's changed since you last played. I'm actually sure
it might have changed.
Really
then, yeah. It might have changed.
Yeah. And I think they're just trying to get people off planets now so that they can start doing the multiplayer and all that stuff. So they're not in. They've obviously made it a lot easier for people to do things like that. But don't worry, I really don't think it's that difficult. Hop in and see how you feel.
Yeah, I'll check it out again. Yeah.
Closing thoughts and opinions on survival games.
They're fun. They just need to bring out a survival game that, and I've especially experienced it in Medieval Dynasty. They need to bring out a survival game that, yes, everything you do needs to improve your character. When you run, you need to have your stamina increase, sort of like a Morrowind Skyrim type thing. You know, if they could just bring that into a survival game. Does Scum do that?
I'm not gonna lie, Scum does that. The more you run, the better your stamina is, the longer you can run for. Sprinting takes it down a lot faster, but if you run, the more you do it, the more your athletics actually builds up.
It's expensive.
It's expensive, dude. It's £33.
It's
That's £33, which is about £1,000 for you.
Well, in South Africa, it's only 446 rand.
It's still a lot.
No, it's not about £1,000 in that case.
No.
It's still a lot.
Not the supporter packs, though. We're not going to look at the supporter packs. We're just looking at the base game.
No, just the base game.
Yeah, it's 446.
Just the base game. You don't really need it.
Yeah.
It's quite expensive.
And that's why I tell people on my stream, rather don't buy me the game, just send me Steam gift cards. And tell me it's for this game.
Exactly.
And I'm like, okay, I'll take it. 446, holy shit. Okay. Hopefully it'll be on sale soon. Hopefully it'll be on sale soon,
be.
yeah.
I got the game on sale myself, so
yeah.
I don't see why it wouldn't be. It's definitely worth it though, dude. It's such a good game. Like I said, you've got to build up your athletics to be able to get, be able to run. Because your character was a smoker, which means he's actually not as good at running as he's supposed to be. And so far, every character that I've had is a smoker. I don't know why. I've tried to build a character that isn't, but it's impossible. Hey, I used to be a smoker myself. I used to be a smoker myself. And trust me, even I know it's not easy to get back into the running thing after smoking for so many years. But once you've done it a couple more times and a couple more after that, it starts to get easier and easier, and then your breathing starts to get easier, and you're not wheezing every 5 seconds when you're running. And it doesn't feel as bad like now. If I have to run now, it'll feel a lot better than when I did when I was smoking, because I haven't smoked for 5 years. So, and 5 years is a long time in smoking.
Yes.
So my lungs have pretty much freed themselves up quite nicely now. I can breathe a lot easier.
The big thing is with smoking. Now we're going on another tangent again. Just a quick thing. The big thing with smoking, I think after a year, your lungs are practically as they were.
Almost. They're not exactly. It takes a couple of years to.
But it's practically like
this
almost.
Coming from an ex-smoker, yeah. This coming from someone who actually did after stopping. I know how my lungs have actually been reacting. Yeah. But after 5 years, you it's like you've never smoked, basically. And that's how I feel. After 5 years, it feels like I've never smoked. I never smoked before. And look, I'm not going to say anyone shouldn't quit. They can do what they want to. I mean, I used to smoke as well, so I'm not going to judge anyone else for smoking or not smoking. I don't actually care. It doesn't bug me in the slightest, which is why I've always said, and this is to every one of you viewers out there, you do what you want to with your life. Just don't force other people to do what you don't want.
Yes. Yeah. And how does that relate into your final thoughts on survival games?
I agree with you 100% that the games need to actually be a bit more like survival-y, where you actually are a human.
First of all, they need to get rid of motion blur in survival games.
Oh yes, definitely.
They need to.
I honestly thought you were going to say
all
that.
survival games need to have an FOV slider. They need to get rid of realism with camera shakes.
Yeah, we don't, because honestly.
And they need to have the option to have your arm freeze with the weapon. You don't need to swing your weapon when you walk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. It doesn't need to. We're not playing an FPS. We're not playing Battlefield or Call of Crap. You know, we're actually playing a survival game. And yes, I call it Call of Crap for a reason. What? It's a crap game.
Yeah, but let's not go on that.
Yeah,
We're ending on happy
thoughts.
But yes, I agree with you. The weapon sway, stupid. The head banging when you hammer, very stupid. Or when you mine. I'm sorry, I've never head banged when I use
And
the
you know,
pickaxe.
the dwarves and the miners are headbangers.
Yeah. I used to headbang, but never while mining.
You have to be a metalhead to mine.
Yeah, I never used a headbang while hammering something into a wall. I feel like that's rather dangerous.
Yeah. But no.
So yes, I agree with you.
The future of survival games are looking good.
It's looking promising,
we just need that one. You always just need that one. That one.
There's always
so
that
I'm
one.
I'm hoping it happens sooner rather than later.
yeah, I agree. Well, you might just find Scum. Look, like I said, it's got its problems, but you might just find that game really good. In the end, you might find it very good.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna definitely keep my eye on sales for this game.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a little bit expensive, but fucking hell. If it can just drop by like 10-20%, I'll be happy.
Yeah, exactly.
So, that being said, where can people find you?
Oh, you can find me
when they want to see you and listen to you and watch you and all that.
You can find me most anywhere @/ZaffaGeek. And you'll find me most days live on Kick, Twitch, and YouTube. And
also, if you go watch him now, he's got a nice glittery beard.
Yes.
Fucking 6 more days. No? We're on day 9. 5 more days. 5 more streams and the glittery beard is gone, and then I start cleaning. Yeah, then I start cleaning.
See how happy he is with that.
Luckily, most of it is in the shower, so it's fine.
Yeah, no, well, that's good. Anything else? Any other final thoughts?
No, I'm good. It's hot in South Africa.
It's cold. We are at. I will tell you before we leave. I will give you the temperature in Scotland where we live right now. The temperature in Scotland where we live right now is 5 degrees, and it feels like -2.
Yeah, we're on 32 degrees now.
It's fucking cold. And like you, it's fucking hot.
Also, thank you for having me for a second time in less than a week.
You're more than welcome. It's always good.
Thank you for agreeing to come back. on all things.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward. Maybe in the future I'll come back to a bit more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you had a wonderful time. If you liked the video, remember to hit that thumbs up button or hit that rumble button. If you really, really, really liked us, you can hit that subscribe button and leave us a comment. Tell us why you liked it, or didn't, or whatever you want to do. I don't care.
Or even what you want us to talk about.
Yeah, you can.
And what's your favorite survival game?
Topic.
Ah, that's a good comment.
That too. What's your favorite game?
Exactly.
Maybe you've played one that these two haven't.
Exactly. That's actually a good question. Sorry, I should have said that. What is your favorite survival game? If you've gotten this far, leave it in the comments. But guys, as always, remember...
Keep it.
Bye!